Stop waiting for the perfect studio space and start using the space you already have. And I'm going to show you why sometimes a garden studio is actually a better choice than a proper studio. And spoiler alert, there is going to be a little bit of water involved. Stay tuned. To help me out today, I've got the amazing Chloe. And there's a couple of reasons why just being outside makes sense. Here in the garden, I've got a lot more space, so I can do mad things like, Chloe, just step away from the background. I can't do that in the studio. I don't have the space. I can also use lenses like this. This is the OM System 40 to 150 millimeter. So I can use it around about 70 millimeter and step this way, getting a little bit of compression. Now, it's not all good news because there are a few things you need to consider. So the first and most important thing is safety. Unlike my studio, which has a nice flat floor, outside world, not so much. So I'm using light stands with the biggest spread of feet I can possibly get. And for safety, I've got sandbags. That also applies to the background. Now, I have literally bought my studio background outside my studio. This is a Manfrotto background. I'll leave links in the video description. They'll take you back to Adorama and you can see exactly what we're using here. So let's talk camera settings. Now, I know I want to shoot wide open with this lens to get the blurriest background I can, and my camera settings to make that work, I'm going to be at my flash sync speed 250th of a second. And of course, what I want to do is take no flash, no picture. But if I do that now, here's what I'm getting. Basically a really nice natural light portrait. That's lovely, but that's not what we're here to do today. To maximize the light output from today's flash, which is a Flashpoint Evolve 200 Pro Mark II, I'm actually going to use an ND filter. This is an ND 16, so that is a 4-stop reduction in the amount of light that hits the sensor at the same camera settings. And now if I take this picture, still no flash, I get no flash, pretty much no picture. So now all I need to do is to make this flash match my camera exposure. I could do trial and error, and frankly, that might not be such a bad idea. I'm going to use a flash meter for a little bit more consistency. Now, I don't need this to say f2.8. I need this to say f11. Remember, my camera has a 4-stop ND filter blocking 4 stops of light. 4 stops more than 2.8 is f11. So once it says f11, I know I've got the correct exposure, and in theory, this should just work. That was a big, bold statement. Let's see if it does. And it does, yes, I wasn't at all worried. So I've got great light on Chloe, but not such good light on the background. I mean, there is a little bit of light on there, but there's plenty of room to add our own. This is going to be my second light. It's going to go behind Chloe and just light the background. Now, I'm using my slightly older Flashpoint Evolve 200 Pro Mark I. So 2 lights means I'm going to turn off this light so I don't see this one. I only want to do 1 light at a time. This is on its own group, on group B. I'm going to guess 1/64th power. I don't know if that's right. Let's take a test photo. And we can see that background light throws some light behind Chloe, but not too much. And if I combine the 2 lights together, this is what I'm getting. But that picture was taken at 40 millimeters, and at that focal length, I can actually get the edge of my softbox in the frame. In my studio, I'd have to Photoshop that out. But here, outside, I can use 70 millimeters more. Remember, I'm on a Micro Four Thirds. That doubles up if you're a full frame user to 140 millimeter. But it does mean I have to step back. And if I step back, I get something called lens compression, except it's got nothing to do with the lens and everything to do with my feet. It's just compression. So now I can frame that same picture up again, but this time I don't have to worry about the softbox being in my picture. I've compressed the scene a little bit and I've got a picture with less Photoshop work. That's got to be a good thing, right? And that's basically our little outdoor studio setup done. Now I'm going to mix it up with something a bit more interesting in a second, but for now, I think we should take a few photos like this. Chloe, are you ready? Here we go. The key to success on an outdoor photo session like this is shade. So I've put Chloe with her back to the sun, so if any stray sunlight does reach her, it'll just act as a hairlight. So these photos will look fantastic, and frankly I could be in the studio if you just looked at these images. But I want to take that idea and kind of stretch it, because there's got to be things I can do outside that I wouldn't do in the studio, but I want that look. And I've got an idea in mind. Now to do it, I need a bit more depth of field. So I'm actually going to take off the ND filter and I'm going to dial in an aperture of f11. Why f11? Now, I don't need this to say f2.8. I need this to say f11. So in theory, I don't have to do anything with the light. It should be the correct exposure on Chloe. Let's find out. Let's just take a test photo. Here we go. Let's see what we get. Yeah, and it works. The maths is solid. And the background is interesting too, because I've turned the background light off and it's in shade. I've actually put some black fabric behind here to stop the sun coming through, but I do actually want a black background. Now I could cheat. I could just flip the black fabric over, but come on, it's Adorama TV. We've got to make it a bit more exciting than that. This background light was going to light the background. I'm going to set it up so it lights the back of Chloe. Let's take a test photo like this. Here we go, Chloe, quick little test photo. And I get a beautiful glow all around the outside of Chloe. That's really nice, but it just needs something in the background. This is not a photography product, this is a garden product. It is a pressure sprayer, it's full of lovely clean water, and I'm going to use this to make a background. But I couldn't really do this in the studio, partly because it's a really messy thing, but mostly because of the space I need between Chloe, the light, and the background. I don't want to get either of those wet, but outside, we've got all the space we need. So the plan is, I'm going to get some water to spray in behind here, but I can already see a problem. I can't do this and press the shutter, so I might need an assistant. Should we just take a few photos? Chloe, are you ready? Okay, here we go. I've added an orange gel to the background light, and that means I'm going to increase the power of that light by about 1 stop, just to take that into account. Making a studio in your garden when you actually own a studio might seem like an interesting choice, but don't think of it as a compromise. Think of it as a creative opportunity, because there are things I can do out here I couldn't possibly do in the studio. For example, spray a bit of water. Now, if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos on Adorama TV, then check out the links down below. And of course, whilst you're down there, give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, leave us a comment, and if you haven't already done so, you should definitely click on that subscribe button. I'm Gavin Hoey. Thanks for watching.